I'm Cashy the King. I got my chef, Brendan B. And back from a way too long vacation is Mikey the Wall and the Wall Report.
I thought it was a suspension.
Nah, we don't suspend people. We just get rid of you. That's all right. Don't worry about it. He's back. We're back. The Goombahs are back.
I heard something about fishes and sleeping. I was worried there for a while.
Yeah, not to worry. We're back on track. Lots to talk about. We're coming to you live from the 515 studios. I am, of course, Cashy King. Brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters. #1 public adjuster in the Delaware Valley, bar none. 215-752-1237 is their number. You can also call them castlepa.com. Fire and water damage to your home. Give those guys a call right away. How you doing, guys?
Very good, cool? Very good.
Phenomenal.
Right. We are live in studio and also on Facebook, Twitter, all that other crap that we do's here. All right, let's get right to it. Breaking news: Fletcher Cox signs for $1.1 billion, guaranteed money, $100 million,
yep.
60 of it guaranteed. How many years was that for?
6.
6 years.
Is it 5 with an option or 6 altogether?
No.
Something like that.
I don't know, is that the most expensive defensive player ever?
Yeah, no,
ever.
It's literally the most expensive non-quarterback in history
of football. Well, I guess what we give Roseman the kudos on this one. Is this a good signing? Well, I guess so, right?
Who?
Roseman.
I don't even know who that is.
Rose Nuts.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I know who that is.
I'm sorry, my bad.
We're back to Roseman now because I guess it's a good signing.
I get, yeah, it's got. I mean, he's as long as he don't break his leg on the first preseason game or whatever.
Tears his ACL the first game of the season and he's done.
Yeah. All right, so the Eagles are rocking and rolling now. I mean, they got everybody that they need to be signed for the most part. They got all their quarterbacks in line.
All 18 of them.
It's all good over there in Eagleville, man, for sure.
Nothing but man love over there.
Yeah, man love. Yeah, I listen to Peterson's press conferences. Watch him to see what he's talking about. Very nervous, man. He's nervous, but I guess he's a rookie, so he's like a player would be. Yeah, he's all tightened up. He's like sucked into his shoulders and stuff like that. He does that left to right dance. You know what I mean? Anything he hasn't said is subjective yet. Remember Andy Reid say that's subjective. That's subjective to everything that was asked for in his first couple of years.
Face still isn't moving. Lips are still Botoxed out, but okay.
Yep. Well, it's all good in Eagleville, I guess. I don't know. See who the quarterback is after week 6, and that's where we go from. I don't know. What are you going to do about that? It's the way it is. There's some tragedy a couple days ago. I mean, we're a sports show. We like to talk about everything. I'm concerned about this. I'm pissed off that it's not being treated like 9/11. You know what I mean?
It's a terrorist attack.
Well, I know.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be. And then we should be some kind of I know, the press is going light on it, I think.
Dancing around it.
Yeah.
Dancing around the fact that an Islamist extremist.
Islamic
extremist.
We got the English teacher back. Remember, we got to watch our P's and Q's again.
Yeah. Islamic extremist did something horrific to this country. And you can't say it because as soon as you say it, Islamic extremist, you become what's been referred to as
bullshit.
Yeah.
Straight out bullshit. Here's my thing. You got to take the fight to them now. Regardless of what you think and who we are, it's just like 9/11. Someone hit us. We have to retaliate some way, somehow. You got to take the fight to them. You got to take their focus off wanting to come after us to defending themselves. And where you right there, B?
Yeah.
Right.
Thirsty.
Just trying to drink off camera here.
So
I'm not gonna lie, that distracted me as well. That was one of the hardest chugs I've ever seen.
I'm looking over there.
I'm trying not to make noise while I'm doing it.
It's a physical distraction.
Oh, sorry.
The hell was I saying, man? Oh, yeah.
Take the fight to them, goddammit.
Take the fight to them. You got to do something. You can't keep drone hitting this guy and that guy. You got to make them focus and go back home and fight and defend their property or wherever the hell they're at. Whatever they're doing.
The problem is their property is a sand hut.
It's an outhouse.
And it was 9/11 too. And we still went after them, right? We were bombing caves.
We did everything.
We have to make some kind of action.
Didn't they also get a lot of flack for that because it didn't bring anything?
Well, what it did is, yeah, exactly. Well, because no, we fought the wrong country. We went out of 2 countries, 2 for 1 at that time. This is a little different. Yeah, I'm talking about not just going after a country, but going. We know where they're practicing. know where they're hanging out. You know, the Russians aren't bombing their areas because they don't know where they're at. You know, you just got something has to be done. You can't stand around and say, okay, we'll wait for the next one. I'm tired of hearing them say, this is going to happen again. We have to be vigilant. We have to depend on the FBI, the CIA, and all those clowns who keep screwing up.
FBI didn't do nothing.
No,
I mean,
did anything,
how many background checks were there on this guy, right? That's
gun.
one.
Right.
And then tell me that, you know, I'm all for closing the borders. I'm all for not letting people in because I'll tell you why. And this is the only reason why. And I don't care if you're from Mexico, Ireland, Italy, Middle East, it doesn't matter. The same people that are doing the background checks on people, on immigrants coming into the country are the same people that 3 times missed this guy.
Yep.
Denied him. I mean, this kid got suspended. He got suspended in high school because he was saying that 9/11 was right. He was. I mean, come on.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they had him on a watch list.
Yeah.
If you're on a watch list, you're done.
3.
You don't get nothing. You don't get a gun.
3.
Yeah. He had some kind of communication with some of the terrorists. Well, some kind isn't good enough for me.
That's it. You're done.
Any kind is good enough for me.
And the worst part, his coworker, they said, "Well, why didn't you say anything?" He goes, "Because I was worried that I was going to be anti-Muslim, labeled as anti-Muslim, and I was going to lose my job."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Would have saved a ton of lives or whatever. Yeah. It's out of hand now, and it's going to divide this country, as you can see already. What happened? You tell me before we get on the show.
I saw a tweet, whether it's real or not. It was LGBT of Phoenix, yeah. So we just wanted you to be the first to know this. After this horrific attack, we're officially endorsing Trump. Enough's enough.
Donald's the only one benefiting from this thing. I mean, it's sick to say it, but it's true because his rhetoric is coming true. Everything he say something like this only benefits his run, you know, and his rap. It has to.
You know, whether it's rhetoric or it's not rhetoric. I've looked at it, and I go and I look at stuff, and when I research stuff for all this, I look at videos. I look at what the people actually said, not what was transcribed, not was an article and all that. And I see Donald Trump in 1980 on Oprah going, "We're going to have a problem with this." He was right. He said, "We need to be tougher on this." And then, but for 20 years, he had 20 years he was saying this. And then I look at Hillary, who said, like one guy tried to nail her down with the thing, said, You voted for Border Patrol too. You border safety. You voted for a wall, and she goes, "Well, we didn't call it a wall. I think it was a fence." I'm like a fence. What the hell? Are you kidding me? That's your answer.
Something's got to be done. I mean, we can't sit around and wait for the next one because that's what we've been doing. We're just waiting for the next one. Because evidently our CIA, FBI, or whatever initials you want to put who are controlling this crap, they don't have a handle, or they're not communicating. Once again, in 9/11, they were proven not to be able to communicate with each other, and they're not doing it again.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fact that this guy was a security guard who got the carrier, he was guarding stuff. That was he guarding? Where was he? I don't know where he was.
A gated community. He was an armed guard at a gated community.
Beautiful.
And it freaked out on a regular basis. Didn't like black people. Apparently said, "I want to kill all them hens." And
plus, and everybody else, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I'll start with gay people first.
The only thing worse than this in the past week, the only thing that could possibly annoy me even more was that freaking Sidney Crosby lifting that stinking cup.
Oh my God!
I mean, I just look at that smug. You can't. You know what? Even though he did play well. Okay, but he did play dirty and stupid again, and he tried to start up with his usual pushing the
shenanigans.
Tough guy, pushing the tough guy around, trying to take him off his game, which everybody does to him. In the most part. But to see him with that cup and then the MVP, and I was like, it sickens you to look at it. He's one guy I wouldn't want on my team because I just don't like looking at him anymore. And the way he talks and the way he communicates with people, it's just he's got that Barry Bonds thing going on. Like I'm gold and you're not. Don't bother you with stupid questions.
Yeah.
Except when you're one of the guys from NBC, or and you're talking about the cup.
Yeah, the one thing about that, it was still a very good Cup series. It was a great series of games.
I mean, who was going to win this thing? They were out.
But the thing was, it wasn't the offense that won the series. It was the defense. Yeah. Pittsburgh had a great defense. They played.
What's the guy that calls the game? What's
Mike Emmerich.
Oh my God, man! It's like a history lesson with this guy. Every time a guy carries the puck.
One time, like he's telling you one time, Washington Generals minor league IHL
I'm killing myself. Like, oh
Who came up through the ranks for Chicago, passes the puck. I'm like, wow, that's a lot for a passer.
He's a world of knowledge. If he's not reading that, and he has that in his head, that's unbelievable. Because every player's he's got something on every player.
He does, and it really does. And hey, granted, he gets fired up. Score! Just misses the pipe, but it lends something to the game.
He definitely doesn't have a favorite. He doesn't play favorites.
No, he doesn't. Ever. He doesn't. Even he doesn't. But the most interesting thing about this series was what bothered me most was Pavelski when he came into the series, because I was following the Sharks from the beginning. The whole season I thought they had a chance. That guy was a scoring machine in the playoffs until he hit Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I was, 50-something block shots?
Talking about Pittsburgh halfway through the season.
About how their defense, because they weren't scoring a lot. Right? You had said that.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh started hitting hard, and they 5 goals a game for a while. They had a great streak. That's what happens in hockey. We saw Chicago do it several times in the past 5 years. Pittsburgh did it again, and once they knocked off Washington, it was over. Yeah. It was just a matter of how many games they were going to win the Stanley Cup by. That's all.
But it was good. It was a tight game last night up until the third period. San Jose's
an aging team, though. There's a lot of old guys on that team, right? They got a lot of veterans.
Well, Thornton's older. But he's not the captain. He was assistant. Yeah. My God, there are some playoff beards in that series, though. My God.
What's the one dude? That's disgusting, man. He's not even groomed.
That's Thornton.
Oh, yeah, that's
Thornton. And
that thing.
I was laughing. I'm like, I wanted to text out there. I was like, hey, Thornton, some homeless guy stole your skates and jerseys. But he's got this huge, what is that, Robin Williams beard and Fisher King? I was like, whoa.
It's like, what was the rule? I'm not combing that thing until we win this or something. Then you look at it. Probably put a plastic bag in the shower so it get all fringy looking like it was.
Well, with the old theory is you wash away the skulls.
Yeah, but
if you clean it, you know what I mean? If you shave, you shave away the goals.
Bullshit, man.
Uniforms, too. They don't. When it comes to playoffs, they stop washing them.
Let's give Mike 5 minutes of hockey. Mike.
No, I had
5 seconds of hockey.
I literally watched 0 seconds of that entire series. Zero.
I don't watch too much of it myself, actually. I watched yesterday's game and another game in that series. I don't know. I lost focus in hockey for some reason. I was away during the Pittsburgh-Washington series, so I didn't get to see much of that. When I came out, I didn't realize they had beaten Washington.
That was a good series, too.
Out of focus I was in that week. And then I just rolled into it. I was an Anaheim, Chicago guy, so they were out. And I lost track as far as wagering and putting out plays on hockey. Hockey beat me up this year a little bit.
A little, especially at the end there. Yeah,
it's being a hockey guy. It took me down this year. I have to admit that. That's for sure.
All right, switch to basketball so Mikey can say something.
Yeah, he's going to
have to. I feel bad because he's already been on vacation. Let him say something.
You know what?
I've been watching a whole hell of a lot of Copa America, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I watched every second of every game.
There's been some good matches, though, in that, too.
There has been.
And what, soccer?
We don't have to force the conversation. I'm not quite sure.
No, I was hoping you would talk about it because
I watch every minute of every game.
Really?
Yeah. I love soccer. I just love it. Everything about it.
He's got your US. You got your.
That's why I wore today in honor of the U.S. advance. They won the group.
When did they play again?
Thursday.
Here at Lincoln?
No.
They just played already.
They played Saturday.
Oh, that's why it was all lit up. I was wondering why Link was lit up. Yeah, I was coming home from the shore. Yeah.
In Seattle against Ecuador.
Ecuador. Watch out for the Ecuadorians, man. Dirty players. I heard all about them. So basketball. I watch a couple basketball games because I want to talk about it because it's gonna tonight they're gonna be more crying in Cleveland again as the tears trickle from as LeBron James loses another title. I got wind of it today yesterday about the suspension. And I didn't even see that the fragrant foul. Can you explain that to me? I don't know. I missed it.
Ooh, the dick punch?
Is that what it? No, the one where they suspend. Who they suspend?
Draymond.
That's what he got suspended for. That
was actually something I had in the wall report.
I didn't see that.
Talk about it. It's the third time this postseason that he's hit somebody in the dick.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. So he's a regular.
That's just what he does. Yeah, he did it back to back.
What a dick.
He did it twice against the Thunder, and he did it. Yes, it's basically LeBron. They got a little they ran into each other, and LeBron was higher than him, so he walked over him.
Yeah,
because that's where they were. So he gives him the old WWE low blow, clear as day, low blow as LeBron's going over top of him, punches him right in his dick. And,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the third time this postseason he's hit somebody in his dick. That's just what he does. That's his thing. That's his thing. It's a dick punch.
So they whacked him for tonight's game.
Yeah,
that's a big ass suspension for one game. That's huge.
Know what I love about the NBA? When you get suspended, it's not just you can't play. You're not allowed in the arena. He's not even allowed on the premises.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, I thought he was
He's going
close. Okay,
he's going to the Oakland A's game tonight. He is. No, he had tickets. He's going to the Oakland A's.
No sense watching on TV, right? That's what.
Yeah. Why would you watch a game that could potentially win you a series?
Yeah.
I know it does suck. He can't be there.
Yeah, but he will be a big deal at the Oakland A's game though if they do win.
Of course.
So yeah. Wow,
I've always hated Draymond Green. I hate Draymond Green.
Not a lot of people are liking that team in general now. All of a sudden, they became the villains, and Cleveland's become the favorite now. I guess because they're down in the series and what's going on with.
Much. I think honestly, I think it's who do you hate less. And here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I see it all over Facebook, and Dante is one of them. A lot of people I see who they despise Steph Curry.
Yeah,
they absolutely despise him because they think that
smug.
They think the media takes it easy on him and everyone's obsessed with him.
He's golden boy.
And their main thing is like, well, he's only been good for for 2 years. Like, no, he's been good for a long time. He just became great for 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, I see all the time. They're like, so people are posting like, there's this one like internet thing that the picture's going, it's comparing Dwayne Wade to Steph Curry, and they're comparing their first like 7 years in the league, and Wade blows him out like every stat.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the point you're trying to make? Like. Yes, because Wade has had better career through 7 years. Steph Curry is great. He's like, why does it matter if he wasn't great 5 years ago? He is the best scorer in the NBA.
Yeah, he might be one of the top 10 ever. The way he puts that ball in,
he's going to go down as the best shooter to ever play the sport.
Yeah, guy doesn't hit the rim. So he don't hit the freaking rim.
Why the hell? Why the hell do you care if he wasn't dominating since he was 22?
Because you know what?
That's what people hate. That's one of the main things they hate about him. Oh, he just got good. He just got great.
Yeah,
I pulled up his numbers. He like 5 years ago, he averaged 20 a game. That's still a good.
I don't care what he was 4 years ago. I'm not. The last 2 years, he's the best player in basketball.
We're living in 2016.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the next 5 minutes, man. It's not about 2 years ago, 4 years ago. It's once again we get back to that conversation about great, elite great. Get back to players being called great, and what's the criteria for greatness?
Look how many categories it's spawned since then. Good, great.
Yeah,
if anybody out there can possibly say that he's not an elite player, you're insane.
He's won titles. He's going to win a second title.
MVP, scoring titles. Check it out. Records, breaking records.
He just wasn't defensive player of the year. I think that's what he's missing.
Yeah, God forbid.
Right.
Well, that means he isn't an all-around player.
He plays defense. I've seen him.
Well, 3 years ago he wasn't as good. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, well, it's that. What player was? What player was 3 years prior to when they got great? You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't
get
because it's the LeBron James thing. It's
the only thing about Steph Curry I hate, and I hate his daughter. I despise.
Yeah, well, that's because that's a showpiece.
Oh God,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You got James is as I don't really like him as a player. I don't mind him as a person. I like his acting, his funniness, his charitable way of life. I just don't like him as a player because I think he bitches and moans too much for one of the best in the league. He doesn't have to do that kind of stuff. He doesn't have to flop either. But let's face it, this guy's been in 7 of the last 10 NBA finals.
Yeah,
6. Wait, the one Cleveland won
6 straight.
Yeah, the one Cleveland. So 7 out of the last.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds better to go 6 straight.
6 straight, yeah, but still, the resume is impeccable.
Yeah,
I mean, they tried to call him the Buffalo Bills of the NBA, but the Bills didn't win no titles. LeBron's got 2 titles, but in order to win a title in the NBA, you're with Steph Curry, or you got to team up with what's the name for Miami?
Wade and Bosh.
Wade, yeah. Well, Wade is the trump card, for Shaquille, for for LeBron, and anybody else who goes with him. This year they had a nice run with Wade over there in Miami, but they ran short because the talent finally got to him. But the bottom line is, James is the NBA the last 6 years. I mean, the title might as well get the title. It's like, the NBA title is LeBron James versus LeBron James. And it very well might be for the next 2 years, too.
Yeah, it's basically LeBron versus the West.
Yeah, and it's going to be – and I don't see anybody taking him down next year in the East.
Well, it depends what happens with the Cavs. I mean, that team is a mess.
Yeah. Well, they keep bringing in these strange coaching systems there. They bring in guys –
LeBron is the coach.
Yeah, where did Lou come off? Where did he come out of? I mean, the last time I saw him before he was a coach, Iverson was stepping over him in a game. Other than that, I haven't heard a word about him until all of a sudden he's coaching LeBron. I guess LeBron is coaching him.
Well, wasn't LeBron like very instrumental in forming this whole team too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's instrumental in forming all his teams.
You got what you wanted.
That's where the dislike for him comes from, people, because he orchestrates all his situations, and that's not, and you look at Curry. Curry didn't orchestrate his situation. He took that team and he built it up.
Yeah, but he got drafted there, and he doesn't have.
Right,
he doesn't have that. He also is not LeBron James. He doesn't have the clout to do that.
Yeah, right. He does now. He can do whatever he wants now.
The NBA is not. It's not a video game. It's not like It's not LeBron
sure?
James. No. It's not LeBron James as a free agent. I'm going to throw him the most money, and he's going to sign. Like, no, he's going to go. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Right. I can go here. I can make something out of this. It's not. It's not just the highest bidder. It's not an auction for LeBron. He's going to go somewhere where he can see the best fit for himself and the team.
And the problem is that the NBA itself has got this problem with having enough talent. They don't have enough teams to compete with the three or four that are running the show now.
I don't think so. I don't think it's so much as a problem with the NBA, or even like too many teams. It's just the NBA, the sport of basketball in general. It's the one sport of all the sports where you get 2-3 great guys together, you're in a championship.
Yeah, and that's right. That's
there's no other sport. It's not like 3 top free agent football players and go, oh, let's team up.
Even
you can't go. You can't just go like Brady and
even hockey.
Whoever the line like Luke Kuechly,
right?
Like those two can't just be like, yo, let's get together and win a Super Bowl. Like, no, we still need 40 other guys here.
You need that different offensive line.
Hockey's the only other sport you can.
Hockey's the next closest, but even that's not even.
But you can't. You can't get 3.
I mean, how many
changing so many lines because it's continuous.
Granted, I don't know hockey. Let's be honest here. But I mean, how many the Senators like 8 years ago, that top line they had where it was like Heatley and Spezza and all that, they were the 3 best scorers and they didn't do anything. You can have the greatest line in the world of 3 best
thing is,
scorers.
Basketball is you only have 12 players on the team, right? And there are 12 very good players. I mean, they might on a team they might be considered the better players, but as far as in the NBA, you got to look at you have 12. There's not a whole lot of great NBA players. They're just everybody who's in the NBA should be great based on having 12 guys on your team.
They're great players.
I mean, but I'm saying you have to be that good to get to the NBA.
They can't win by themselves.
Right. You can't be a joke ball player and get to the NBA. Like baseball, you can make your way in it because there's a lot of avenues. NFL, same thing. There's a lot of players on the team. And what do we have, 52 players?
NFL 53.
53. So you can be a mediocre football player, but you can be a roster filler. In the NBA, 12 players, there's no roster fillers. You're either good or you're not on the team. You got to have some kind of pedigree coming up.
Well, not to mention practice squads.
It's kind of like there's roles you can fill. Like in the NFL, you can be a great defensive. You can be a great special teams gunner, and that will get you on a team.
Yeah, right.
Whereas in NBA, you can be a great 3-point shooter, but that's the only thing you do. Like you can waste 1 of 53 spots on a gunner in football. Right. You really can't waste 1 of your 12 spots on a guy who does one thing and one thing only.
Right.
I mean, James Jones has made a career out of that with LeBron, but other than that, I mean, you have to be a good basketball. You can't just be like, I'm really good at this one thing. I'm shit at everything else. They're not gonna be okay. Well, we can't keep you then.
I'm really good at passing the ball to LeBron.
Yeah, I think we all would. We'd all be great at that.
So,
but look at the thing I compare it to is kind of like with women's college basketball. That's kind of like we saw the scores from the tournament. Like the good teams against a bad team. Like in hockey and in baseball, those bad teams can win here and there. In basketball, it's just not going to happen.
No.
That's why you have UConn beating Texas Pan America 105 to 11. Yeah. This is because when you're in basketball is the one sport where if you're that much better, you literally cannot lose.
Now you're more basketball as opposed to me. Sixers. Rumor is they're shopping one of the big guys, Okafor or Noel.
Mm-hmm.
Which one goes? Which one do you want?
Okafor is a franchise player. Yeah. I don't get why they want to move him. I mean, but then any trade you make, first of all, when your team wins 10 games, nobody's untouchable. Nobody. There's not a single. I love Okafor. Nobody's untouchable because the right deal comes along. You make
Sixers got a pile of players they got to sort out. They got to find out who's coming, who's not, who's healthy, who's not. I mean, they're saying he may not come. They don't know.
Yeah, he says he's not going to come this year now.
Yeah, I mean that's typical Sixer stuff. Every year they're waiting for the same player to make a move. That's 3 years now that he's been.
This will be his third year.
Third year. Okay.
So next year next week, a week and a half, they got the first in the draft, right? Mm-hmm. They pull somebody. Is Okafor expendable then?
Well, I mean Simmons doesn't play his position.
No.
I mean, like I said, everyone is expendable. But at the same time,
it's basketball.
It's not like it's like, okay, well, we have to move Okafor now. You don't just get rid of him because you get rid of him. You get rid of him
for him. Yeah. And the Boston wants him that bad, they're going to give up something for him. If they don't want him, they're not going to give it up. That's simple enough.
If it was a straight up Okafor for 3, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it.
Yeah. See, I don't know these things. That's why.
No, I know. I'm not criticizing for the question. I'm just saying I would hate it.
Who he gives a crap right now?
I mean, of all the things I've seen, I like Noel because he's.
I like Noel too, but he's the most expendable of the big guys.
He's been here longest, so he gets to go.
Yeah, he's close to being a free agent again.
Yeah, right.
No, he's a good role player. Noel.
Yeah, he needs a crew around him to make him shine. When you got
he's not going to shine ever.
Well, at least he can be a rebounder, block shots.
Yeah, he's a good role player.
Yeah.
He's not a top 4 option on a
Sixers got a shot here to straighten this crap out. They got the control, they got the people, they got the draft picks. They got to make this right.
It's finally you are where you wanted to be.
They can't screw this
not
up.
Winning 10 games.
They can, but they can't.
We'll find out in 11 days.
That's not 11. They can't go bad with the first draft. We can't. They can't mess this up. First pick, right? One of the 2 players.
Yeah.
They can take. They can't mess that up. If the attitudes are bad, which they know. I mean, Colangelo's not going to mess this up. They didn't bring him here to mess this crap up. He knows what's going on.
We hope not.
He's going to pull. He's already working out these things that he's doing. It's already feeling like a better situation there, right?
No,
and it has been in years. So right there and then, you got to know. You hope he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, you have more hope right now. I mean, if you're any resemblance of a Sixers fan, do you have more hope now, or do you have more hope 5 years ago when we have Iguodala leading the way with?
No, I had no hope then. We were lucky there to get. We were to beat Chicago that year. That was the highlight.
That was the highlight of the decade.
Yeah, highlight of the decade, right?
We were a scrappy 8 seed who knocked off the Bulls.
Yeah, who were injured
solely because Derrick Rose tore his ACL.
Exactly,
I can feel like we're personally responsible for the downfall of Derrick Rose.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He has not been a fan since then.
No, he hasn't. All right, we're gonna take a break right now. We come back. We got Cashy's picks. We're gonna set you on the right trail this week. There's no way we can lose dough this week. Got the Wall report and a few other things. We'll get right back to you. Cashy King, Shetlet, Brendan Bree, Mikey the Wall. This is the Sports Goombahs. We will be right back. Avoid the hassle. Just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cashy, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, hey, yeah, oh.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Ashley King, Chef Brendan B, Mikey Wall, rocking the 515 studios, buried here deep outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a brisk 70 degrees out there right now. Wind blowing, not as much as it was the last couple of days. I was on the beach on Saturday. I was bundled up. The wind was blowing, the sand in my face. I was in it for an hour, man.
What beach?
I was down in the Ventnor, Margate area. And I'm like, come on.
It was 92 up here.
I know, but the wind was blowing hard, man. It was unbearable. Here I am. It's 80 some odd degrees, and I got a sweatshirt on because you get beat up by the sand. Get back to the house, packed up, went back home. You know what I mean? I'm not going to the casino. What else am I going to do down there? You know what I mean? It's like the desert with buildings. Anyway, all right. Guess what? This is the pick session. Last week, pick session is going to be brought to you by Graph FX Screen Printing. Get your t-shirts printed, jackets, hats, whatever you need. My girl Jules. 267-789-5491. Help her get through college by using her company. Right? That's Graph FX. 267-789-5491. Check them out on Facebook at the same name. All right, last week, 3-2. Made a buck. Made a point here and there. I gave you that Philly-Chicago game. Phillies plus 215. Doesn't happen too often, but I was adamant about it, B, last week. Put it out there. It's the only thing the Phillies won that week. Came out there. To my surprise, I took I felt something there. Take a plus 215. That's usually a loser, unless you get real lucky. And I don't usually do that. Decent week. I mean, we had plus money. We didn't play too many games. I wasn't focused this week. Had a lot going on, so I picked and choose. This week's a no-brainer. You get on Toronto all week. They got the Phillies, 4 or 5 games, then Baltimore, big bats, small venues. Okay, this is the perfect time to be on Toronto. That's all I got this week. And I'll give you Baltimore at Boston tomorrow, over 8.5. Price and Tillman, 2 guys not, Tillman's pitching okay, Price okay, but he's got the high run averages. They're giving up runs. And, these teams are scoring late because of the bullpens. So I like the over 8.5 tomorrow. Boston hosting Baltimore. And then Toronto all week. Get them on any way. If you got guts, take the money line, the over on the sides, the over in the games. This is Toronto's week. I've been focusing on this week for a couple weeks, waiting for this. This is a get back. All right. I'm on tonight's game. They ain't looking too good tonight in the 5th inning. Toronto doesn't have a run, which is very surprising to me. But can't win them all. But it's still one thing about baseball. There's no clock. No clock. It saved my ass a couple times last week. Team scoring in the 8th and 9th innings. So you might think you have a loser. You got no runs or no action through 6 and 7. All of a sudden, bang! Bullpens come in. That's what I got next week. I got Toronto all week long. Just log on to the site, sportsgoombahs.com. Check out Cashy's picks. And also throw in tomorrow night's Baltimore-Boston over 8.5. Mike, I haven't seen any action from you lately. You still got that Baltimore game still up on the board there.
Did it win?
I don't even know where that's from.
I don't remember. Probably won, though. I've been on vacation. I didn't here and there. But I do have a pick for tomorrow night. And it's going to be a shocker. A little. I got a team. I think it's like the worst record in baseball. The Atlanta Braves tomorrow night. They are minus 130 as of right now.
Minus 130?
Minus 130. And I'm telling you, go with the Braves.
Who are they playing?
Cincinnati Reds.
Second worst team in baseball.
Equally as bad. But yeah, the Braves have Julio Teheran on the mound. The guy's lights out. He only has 2 wins, but his ERA is like 2, and his WHIP is sub 1. They
keep pulling him after 6, though, right?
He gets no help. Well, the offense is just awful.
Yeah. Well, that's
so yeah, he's gonna win tomorrow. So take the Braves. Anytime you see the worst team in baseball as as the favorite.
That's a 130. That's a heavy favorite for them.
There you go. So take the Braves tomorrow. Minus 130.
I tack that on to the Toronto action. Actually, I hope Toronto does get beat here tonight a little bit. Piss them off a little bit, shut them down because it won't happen 2 games in a row. And then tomorrow you can load up on them and get it done. Well, that's the pick session. Short and sweet and to the point. Brought to you by Graph FX Screen Printing. 267-789-5491. Well, my girl Juliana, she will take care of you, get you what you need, your screen printing and embroidery. All right. A lot of talk this week about, I watch a couple baseball games, and people are starting to talk about, the way sports is becoming how did the ex-governor of Philadelphia, of Pennsylvania say it? Pussified?
Wussified.
Wussified. And he might be right. If you look at all the major sports out there, and especially baseball, now you can't, the double play, breaking up a double play is almost null and void unless you are going right into the base bag. You can right into the bag. You can't go left or right or you're done. Sliding at home plate hard is gone. And, you know, we got the Utley rule for second base. You got the Posey rule for a home plate. And soon, you know, there's going to be something.
Oh.
Posey. Buster Posey.
I thought it was pronounced pussy.
Yeah, something like that. That's the rule.
Oh.
Something. But, you know, and I don't know what else baseball can do. They stopped that part. I mean, running the first base, I don't know. There's no collision at first base. That's always safe.
I think it's ironic.
Can't hit the ball back in the pitcher's head.
Is it me? Is when I think concussions in sports, I think of football and hockey. I don't think of baseball. But baseball has been the most proactive sport in trying to eliminate their concussions.
Yeah.
And you don't see that in any other sport.
Well, they don't call concussion eliminating. They call it injury elimination. You know, they don't want the injuries at home plate. They want catchers. They don't want their star catchers getting hit. You know, and quite frankly, it's like there's no more, like, my whole thing is, you know how you used to have the tough guy in sports? You had to worry about Pete Rose or Lenny Dykstra coming around the base path because they weren't going to let you go. They weren't going down easy. You know, those type of players in sports are gone. Even in the NFL, you can't hit a guy hard. If you hit a guy hard, they say it's attempt to injure.
Yep.
So even NFL players have to contort their whole way of playing from day one, learning how to play football to the way to hit. So you can't hit in football. You can't hit the quarterback. You can't hit the wide. You can't even touch a wide receiver anymore. You know, so where's the intimidation as a tough team? Where's your Pittsburgh Steelers? Where's your Baltimore Ravens? Where's those type of teams going to come
You can't
from?
do it that anymore.
You can't do it, right? That's my point. You can't show in a sport, especially like football, where toughness is so important or used to be important. You can't have that anymore. You can't have the tough linebacker. You can't have the scary linebacker you can't have the Lawrence Taylor who's going to come around the corner and take off a quarterback's head. That's gone. That's done. You know, so it's like, where is the intimidation in sports anymore? It's like, it's all about finesse. It's going to be all about finesse the next 10 years. You know, touching a player in any sport will be out. Null and void. You can't do it. Hockey, same thing. Hockey doesn't know what to do because they want to get rid of fighting. You don't see too much of the fighting. When you do, it gets broken up fast. They keep their helmets on, and they're busting up their hands. You're really not seeing guys get knocked out. You know, and with concussions, you want to have penalties for hitting a guy from behind against the boards, but you're okay with him taking right and left hooks to the skull. That's okay. So where's the difference here? It's stupid. It's almost like if you came from somewhere else and you don't understand hockey, you say, well, let me get it straight. You can't hit a guy into the boards blinded or knock him or leave your feet when you're going to check him. But if you square off in the middle of the rink, you can pound him in the face, and that's okay. That doesn't scare anybody as far as concussions or anything else, right? Makes no sense whatsoever.
But that is a sport, though.
What do you mean it's a sport?
That is the sport.
I know.
Always will be.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if the sport is, if you're not going to let guys hit each other hard in the play, and then then that's it. They want to take away fighting, but you can't. You got to keep the fighting in there because the only way.
About hockey?
The aggression.
About boxing.
What's that?
I thought you were comparing it to boxing.
Oh no, that's a different. No, I'm comparing the way that they penalize you in hockey for hitting outside of the fight, but then when the fight comes on, you can have a guy punch a guy in the head, open fist, closed fist, knock him down. That's okay. You're not worried about the concussion there, but on the hits, you're worried about the concussions.
Because I'll tell you, because a lot of times it's never in hockey, it's never the initial hit that gets called for the penalty. It's very rare.
Well, no,
it's the retaliation that gets called for the penalty. And then what ends up happening, like you come along, you spear somebody. Hold up. That should be a penalty. It's not often called a penalty. The guy going after him to protect your star player. Hold up. Let me finish. Protecting them ends up doing it. If you take away the fighting, that gets even more out of control. But
that's not what. I'm not talking.
You had mentioned it, like the scrappiness, the debating that Sidney Crosby does, and how you were like, I hate it.
Because he knows the retaliation's not going to be there. You can't hit him.
You can hit him.
It's going to cost you money and games.
It's going to cost you. But that's the thing. There's certain things. Imagine if that wasn't in there. You're going back to the 70s. when the
But
bullies
B,
ruled, and it wasn't even good hockey.
That's not my point here. Is that once again, I don't care about the rules, the penalties, and what you get for doing. The fact of the matter is, the type of player is not going to be around anymore like that. You're not going to have the guys who can. What I'm trying to do is generalize the sports in general. That the type of players who are hard guys, who are the tough guys who just want to splatter people around because that's part of what the game calls for is gone.
They're gone already.
Well, it is. It is.
Who's a fighter right now? Tell me a fighter in this league.
What I'm saying,
right
it's tough to watch all this stuff. It's become, being a sports fan is all about the, hey, this is my team. We're going to get out there. We're going to kick ass and win this game. Well, we're going to win this game because we're not kicking nobody's ass. We're going to win this game by.
But the tough guy. But I see the guys that are fighting now are fighting. They're not. It's not like a Dave Brown or a Bob Probert or anything like that. You don't have those guys in this sport anymore. You have more skaters, and I think.
But my point is the rule. The rule is that they're going to penalize you for hitting a guy from behind or leaving your feet, but they don't. The fight they'll let go when the same injury, the same thing they're trying to protect from leaving your feet and hit a guy from behind is the same thing that can happen to them in a fight, but they're letting that go.
It's a helpless player.
Yeah, well,
that's what you're talking.
Yeah, well, a helpless player who doesn't have is not defending himself right in a fight has the same problem as somebody.
You're ready for it. If you square off the fight with somebody, you're ready for it. If you're getting checked into the boards from behind, you never even see it coming.
Well, that depends.
What it depends. Depends if you got eyes in the back of your head.
Well, listen, these guys aren't heavyweight champions. They're not, they're on skates. They're defending themselves. They're pulling each other's clothing, and they're not even getting right. The punches are coming from all over the place. Half the guys are blinded by the turns of their helmets. They can't see what's coming up. My point being is that, and then you go to basketball where the fouls, a hard foul has changed throughout the years. Now a hard foul is you grab a guy on the shoulder on his way to the basket. It's a hard foul. That's 2 shots, and then they fine them now for doing that, for a hard foul or what do they call it, flagrant foul or whatever.
Yeah, flagrants, yeah.
Yeah, well, they now you get fined. It's not just 2 shots in the ball. Now it's costing you money. My point being, it's what's happening to sports and stuff. The toughness. The tough guy athlete is disappearing. You don't need it anymore.
You don't.
It's not necessary anymore. You just don't. There's no intimidation because intimidation loses you money and yards. For the most part. That's my point. Like it or not, that's what's pissing me off. I don't watch a football game. I want to see hitting. I'm not stand there and watch guys ballet around. I want to watch a touch game. I'll watch a touch game. I'm gonna make a touch football. Make a touch football. I want to see that in
hockey too.
Touch hockey?
Yeah, touch hockey.
Fuck touch hockey. The only thing that's still good in hockey is the goalies can still make saves. You shot the puck too hard at the goalie. Goalie got a concussion. Yeah, soon. Well, they got enough armor on those clowns anyway. They ain't got to worry about it. They can't feel a puck. Anytime they feel a puck is when they lift their, God forbid, the chin flap goes up in the air or something. They get one in the neck or a hard hit to the head from a kneecap coming by on the ice. That's about the only way you can get at a goalie, by trying to slip that by. But there's so many goddamn cameras around, you can't do nothing anyway. You can't slip anything by anybody in any sport now. There's nothing you can do that doesn't get reported somewhere or somehow.
That's true.
That's another thing. We're getting that another day because I go on a tangent on that too as well.
Don't get them started with cameras.
Every player's going to have a GoPro soon on their head. That's the way it's going to have to be played. Let the soccer players give them something to do with their hands. They can work the Zoom button or whatever with that. But all that led me up to another topic that that came to me is the age of time when players could play, the type of players that were in sports for, like, what we call the average leave age, the average retirement age, 35 in sports for the most part.
Depends on the sport.
Yeah, well,
it varies greatly by sport.
Yeah, football. If you're about 35, you're pretty much called old in football.
Football, you're done by 29.
You think 29? I thought it was peak time 29.
No.
That's when the running backs. Running backs are different. See, football's a player thing. You can be. I'm looking at some of the older
quarterbacks
players.
Can play into any position that doesn't involve running. Pretty much, you can play until you're.
I was focusing on players over the age of 40. That seems to be the number that in sports that makes you, wow, that's unbelievable. He's playing over 40. And I can remember back as a kid, there was one guy I always marveled when I was, in the 70s, was George Blanda, who was a quarterback in the early days of the Raiders and then just became a place kicker, but played till he was 48. I think he retired in 1975 as a Raider. That's the oldest player I know. I can remember playing. And, Morton Anderson, once again, he was 47. And he was productive right to the end there. He blew that kick in Minnesota or whatever it was.
That
stopped
was
Randall
Gary
Cunningham.
Anderson.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well,
That was
wasn't-
Gary Anderson.
That wasn't Morton?
Gary's one who played for the Vikings.
Shit. He was played for the Falcons in 2007.
Morton
Right.
played for the Falcons.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if it was 2007. I wasn't following.
That was Gary Anderson. Missed that?
Gary was in Minnesota.
Oh man, I messed that up. That ruins that whole story. Take that off. Damn Andersons. Oh, there's Gary for Tennessee in 2004. He played till he was 45 as well. Actually,
Look, if we're going to celebrate athletes, can we celebrate athletes, not kickers, please?
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was gonna
wait,
say.
wait. I'm getting off that. I'm just going. Listen.
Come
George
on.
Blaine was a quarterback, though. I'm moving down the list here. It gets better. The quarterback
Mikey could
starts
kick
stepping
a
in play.
field goal.
You can kick a 40-yarder, I know.
Yeah, that's
No.
right.
Not a 40-yarder.
You get a 20-yarder. Well, you're over 4. That's amazing, right there. Get the ball off the ground's amazing.
Can you imagine if me and you started talking about kickers in their 40s right now? You would yank our mics out of the wall.
Yeah, I know.
I'll never forget watching Al Del Greco
Al Del Greco.
when he was booting 35-yarders.
I'm looking on this list of NFL players. I'm looking for guys, and quite frankly, you guys are right, man. They're all freaking kickers lasting.
Like
Very few. Like Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie played to was in mid 40s. He hung around for a while. And of course, as far as when I'm talking about quarterbacks that produce, not just guys that sat on benches, that kind of thing. I guess. But Brett Favre, was he 40 when he was done?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Well, Brett Favre, he was producing at the end there. I mean, Crippley, why?
I actually have some numbers. I have some numbers to back that up. I mean, you told me to look at some guys who played well in their 40s. Brett Favre, the year he was 40, was with the Vikings. He went 12-4.
And he blew it with that stinking interception, or he would have gone to the Super Bowl.
33 touchdowns, 7 picks, 4,200 yards. It was actually his best quarterback rating of his career.
Wow.
At 40.
And his biggest mistakes.
Yarmir Yager.
Yeah, well, Yager's
He's still going to play next year.
You know what's funny? Yager, he was back when Pittsburgh won their first Stanley Cup. He was part of the Lemieux years.
Yep.
Yager, I don't know how he was young. He was like 19 when he started playing. Yeah, I didn't realize he was that young because he's been around. He's like, you forget that how long he's been around hockey.
Here's what you forget too.
He's the only link from the Gretzky years. Really.
Gordie Howe, God bless him, died. He was 88.
54.
He was still playing. He played organized hockey at a semi-pro level until he was 69.
Well, his last game was 69.
Yeah.
They put him in he was getting paid until he was 69. You don't see that too many. You can go down a list. You can go Bernard Hopkins for boxing. George Foreman won a title. What was he, 45?
Hopkins is just fighting for money.
Yeah, right. But
Foreman was a champion.
Yeah, but Hopkins was too in his 40s.
Maybe.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
When he was 45, he won a title. That was our big. We had a
Ryan
parade.
Howard.
We had a parade for him. Who?
He only plays like an old man.
He's not 40.
Not yet.
Come on,
He's
get off Ryan Howard. That's
Mark
another
Messier.
thing too.
He's 37.
First of
Mark
all,
Messier won his cup.
the Ryan Howard bitching and moaning here. Let's face it. I can't blame the guy. He got paid. Okay, he's been going downhill ever since. He's no good. What does people expect him to do? Become good again? He's done. So we'll stop talking about it already.
I just threw it in there because he plays like an
I'm
old
just
man.
saying in general. You're hearing about all this Ryan Howard stuff, and then the night they really rip the shit out of him, he comes up and hits a home run and helps win the game. Whatever. What happens one out of every 10 games if he's lucky. The guy don't have it no more, and people expect him to say, take the 25 mil. I don't want it. I'm just going to go hang out. Come on. Anybody in their right mind wouldn't give up the dough if you don't have to. In this day of age, who does that?
Nobody.
Nobody. He's going to hang around.
It's a ridiculous argument.
Nolan
Yeah.
Ryan.
What?
Nolan Ryan. He was in his mid 40s, right? When he played, throwing in his 90s still.
I'm talking about Ryan Howard.
I don't care. I don't want to talk about Ryan Howard.
Look, don't tell me what you want to talk about.
Technically, you brought up Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
I said it as a joke. He
Well,
said,
no. Well, but I just wanted to say because you made a joke because we're talking about it, and the fact that we're talking about it's stupid and how people want to expect this guy to say, yeah, I'll give up some dough. I'll go sit on the bench or I'll just quit. Just give me 12 million instead of 25 million. Well, what person would do that in life anyway? Nobody. I wouldn't do it. Zero. So Ryan Howard does what he wants to do. It's not his fault. They gave him that contract. And more power to him.
Nobody in the world should be angry at Ryan Howard.
No, not all.
He's done nothing wrong other than the fact that he just broke down physically.
Yeah, guy wants to throw a bottle at him. That's good. He hit him. He missed him. That guy,
They got him.
got slapped on the hand. He knew he wasn't gonna get nothing. He didn't hurt nobody.
turned himself in.
Turned himself in. What? Couldn't take the pressure of Facebook. He's plastered all over everybody's.
First of all, what I would have done is
I would have hit him.
Well, of course you would have. You have the
I-
the arm of Brett Favre in his
He's
prime.
he's the bad mother.
The best athlete I've ever met.
I'm a mean man.
What I would
Jamba.
do, first of all, because you said that pictures going on Facebook, you can blame me all you want, but until you have a video of me throwing a bottle at somebody,
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I didn't do
I
it.
didn't see him do it. No one else. Evidently, the people no.
It's a security video. I thought.
No,
No,
it's
doing it.
I don't think they have it. I think they just have word of mouth from witnesses.
Someone took a picture of him and said, "This is the guy who did it."
Yeah.
I would say that's great, but until you showed me a video of me going like this, cocking back and launching, I didn't do it.
You know what I figured he did? He just got disgusted and flipped the bottle. I don't think he just took here comes right. I'm gonna pick him off as he comes around first base as he overruns. They don't have a picture of it. They don't. You're right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Deny till you die.
And you know what it is too. And I don't think they have one. They might say, "Well, we have one, but it's for we can't show it right now." But that gets leaked.
Yeah, but if I was him, I'd be like, okay, then if you don't show me, then I didn't do it. No.
Yeah. That's why the slap on the wrist. They had to do something to him because he turned himself in. It's like he's getting jail time. We'll probably see him out there on 95 picking up trash down by the Girard Avenue. He'll be the reason why I can't get to work on time that morning.
Now, a couple other guys, because you did tell me to go and look up guys in their 40s, and then you completely blew past the entire subject.
No, I didn't. I'm not there yet.
You sidetracked it. Sidetracked it because I mentioned Howard.
Do you know who has the second most wins pitching in baseball of any pitcher in baseball history in their 40s?
Playing now?
No, not playing anymore.
No, ever?
I know this.
Give me a minute of that one.
Who is it?
Would it be? We talked about a text message. My father-in-law watched him pitch.
Nope, we all watched him pitch. It's Jamie Moyer.
Oh, is it
Jamie Moyer has
Moyer?
the second most wins in the history of baseball in his 40s. That's a guy who pitched well in those 40s.
He was 45, right? Well, when he was the World Series, what was he? He was 43, I think, when he was
in his 40s when he
Yeah.
was. We got him at 40.
Yeah.
When we first traded for him, he was 40.
Satchel Paige was on that list.
Page is that's Satchel Paige. Well, first of all,
He was like 90.
He was like 30. He was either 38 or 39 when he won Rookie of the Year, right?
I don't even know. We came from I don't know.
I'll look, but
Mariano Rivera. He pitched.
Yeah.
He had four. I checked his stats. He had 4 seasons in his 40s with 120. Keep in mind, the one year he was when he tore his ACL, shagging fly balls in center field.
Was he ever started at all? His whole
Yeah,
career?
he started his rookie year. He was a
Rookie year,
starter.
right.
But
So-
126 saves and a 1.95 ERA in his 40s.
40s.
He could still be pitching right now, and he'd be pitching lights out.
I'm trying to think. Any NBA players played in that age?
Nah,
I mean,
look. I mean, there's
Jabbar,
guys.
I think
There
Jabbar.
are guys.
Yeah,
There are guys who played,
right.
but there was like one season. The oldest player to ever play was like 42.
Yeah, basketball. Yeah, actually 52. Robert Jaworski.
I don't count that. just because he played at the JCC in Northeast.
It says, wait a minute. It says he's 52 years old in 1998.
Well, yeah, he probably played for the, Lexington Blue Claws. He didn't play for an NBA team.
Yeah, right. No, I got you. Baseball, Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige pitched at 59 in 1966. He's the oldest pitcher, I think.
I pretty much, when I was looking at things for this, I immediately discredited anything from the old days because the old days don't count.
Why is that?
Because that's what they did.
How far back is the old days?
The old
That's
days.
it. They just played. They didn't pitch. They didn't moan. They just played.
Right. Right.
And because they all threw 75 miles an hour, it didn't matter.
And they were pitching 9 innings, and they weren't getting $2 billion a year to do it either. It was part of they had other jobs at that time.
The last guy I put on my thing is somebody who you wouldn't think of as like a great player for their career. But I'll tell you this guy played 6 seasons in his 40s. He hit 291, combined 291 with 179 RBIs. You know who that is? Julio Franco.
Oh, yeah.
Was phenomenal in his 40s. He was out of baseball for like 4 years. And kind of just showed up like.
Julio Franco, 56. He played 56. He was 56 years old.
Again, that doesn't count. He played one game for the team, like, what's it called? Over the bridge.
I think in
I'm talking about Major League Baseball. I don't care if you signed a 1-day contract with the independent Frontier League. That doesn't count to me.
He was productive in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At 56 years old.
No. That's not the case.
Bad information?
It's horrible information.
Not horrible, just bad. Can't be horrible.
I don't think he's 56 right now.
Yeah, he's got to be old. He is 56 right now.
Yeah, right now. That's
so
not
he was
2007.
yeah, right. And he batted over 300.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Goddamn research.
Why should I got the internet? I don't need to do research. And I got you. That's why you're here.
He played in the majors till 48.
One of the guys in the NFL, the one guy that I think that was productive, Darrell Green. What was he, like 42, 43, I think?
Yeah, he played corner. I don't think he played till that long. Yeah. I think he might have been like 40.
Woodson? Isn't Woodson 41?
Oh no, here I got Darrell Green right here. Yeah, He was 40. He was 41.
Yeah.
41 when he was playing, yeah.
He was still one of the fastest guys in football.
Right, Jerry Rice was productive at 41 too. In fact, he took the he was with the Raiders in Seattle that year.
And the last guy I'm going to mention, all because he's doing it right now as we speak. Big Poppy's having probably the best year of his
42?
career. He's 40.
40, yeah. Yeah, he's having a great year
He's
over in Boston.
year.
Yeah. And he's retired. He's been one of those players that goes out on top.
Just like Rivera. Rivera was on. ERA was like 2 when he retired with 44
How
saves.
old was Clemens when he was?
He was in his 40s.
He was in his 40s.
Freaking juicer.
Yeah, but
he's out.
One, again, yeah, he was on juice, and 2, he showed up every like August.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna pitch when it's cold out. I'll wait till it gets warm. Sign me to a 1-year deal.
I think Warren Moon, he was productive too. His last year, well, no, he wasn't. I guess he wasn't. He played till he was 44, as far as like one of the better quarterbacks up in that age. But he Testaverde played till he was 44 with Carolina. Jeez, I thought Testaverde was out of football.
He was just carrying clipboard.
Yeah.
There's one pitching now, Bartolo Colon.
I was going to mention, yeah.
Now Bartolo Colon, now he's a phenom. I mean, Bartolo, he came, he went, he juiced, he didn't juice, he came back.
He ate a lot of food.
He got heavy, got skinny, got heavy again, and he's productive.
He's probably really older than what he's saying too. Because
who knows?
He's got a fake birth certificate. Wasn't he one of those guys?
I thought he was around when I was a kid.
You know the crazy thing about Bartolo is I have his stats pulled up right now. In 2005, he won 21 games. All right, he won the Cy Young. These are his wins for the next seasons. 2006, 1. 2007, 6. 2008, 4. 2009, 3. 2010, 0. The guy should be out of baseball at this point. He was 37 and out of baseball. And he came back and pitched 6-7 more years.
I'm trying to think.
He won 18 games a couple years ago.
Oh, my God.
And he looks the way he looks.
Yeah, he does. He has
a
no
big
hair
fat
now.
slob.
Yeah, he used to have that freaky hairdo up there.
He still has it, doesn't he?
I thought he shaved that off.
He may have. I don't follow his hairstyles. I can't.
I'm just saying the look.
Every time I see him pitching,
he gets out there, he's slut rock. His shirt, everything's hanging out of him.
Yeah, he's a mess.
I think what he does is he's a distraction to the batters. He throws that quick pitch too. He's got that no movement in his body and a quick arm pitch.
He's probably hungry. Wants to get out of here and finish the game.
I hear Bartolo Colon. Yeah. So I don't know. It came up to once again, this all goes back to the pussyfying of sports in itself. That you probably
I thought this all came back to Gordie Howe. I thought.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, well, okay. In a sense, but Gordie Howe is like 80-something years old. Really wasn't a factor late as far as where he's been lately. But it's the fact that he paid to 67. Well, wasn't really 67. They just let him slide in and slide out. But I do remember him as a kid playing, for Detroit, right? When he played Detroit, and I think he finishes up with B. Wake up over there. Where did Gordie Howe end up? I think Hartford Whalers, right?
Gordie Howe?
Yeah. He was the Hartford Whalers, was one of his teams before they disbanded.
He was
for
probably
the second time.
Yeah. Yes, I think it was the Whalers. I didn't really check all the other teams. He was on so many damn teams. His last team that he was on was something up in Canada.
I'm not going to act like I know. We'll care.
We can't have a moment of silence for Gordie Howe.
He played on a. It was all. I think, as far as I know, the only guy to play with two sons on the same team for the Houston Aeros.
We met Gordie Howe. Morty and Mark.
We met
sitting
Gordie
there.
too,
He was sitting at the table that day at one of those.
At Parks Casino.
Yeah, that's right. We met him. Old decrepit then too. What are you gonna do with a guy who plays hockey that long? He's lucky he lived and played hockey like he did.
It was Hartford he came back for.
Yeah,
at 51 years
See that
old.
my memory.
Yeah,
it works sometimes.
I know it's funny. Usually when guys come back like that, it's like for a 10-game contract. He played 80 games as a 51-year-old.
Yeah,
he was reliable.
In a tough NHL too. Yeah, but
what was his plus minus?
What?
Is that? Oh no, I thought
it was plus 9.
Plus 9. That's better. You know who that's better than? Probably half the Flyers.
Not the point.
At 51 years old,
when he was playing the NHL, nobody hit him either, man. He was floating around. He took some shots, but nobody went at him with him.
He was a fighter.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wasn't really a fighter, but the Gordie Howe hat trick, a fight, a goal, assist, and a fight.
Is that what that's called? Gordie Howe hat trick?
Hat trick.
He's got stuff named after him. Only B would know that. I wouldn't.
Hey, there's the thing. He's only who's Mr. Baseball? Tom Selleck, right? From the movie. He's the only nickname. There's a Mr. Hockey. There's no Mr. Football, baseball, but there's a Mr. Hockey. That was his nickname.
Mr. Baseball. That wasn't at the.
If somebody asked me who Mr. Baseball is, my response will not be Tom Selleck.
Oh, because it was that movie, right? Wasn't that? It was a movie with starring
Mr. Baseball used to be. Who's the first baseman for the Dodgers back in the day before he got nailed with all the spousal crap?
What?
He was the good-looking dude. He was the first baseman for the Dodgers. He was like the All-American guy. Oh my God! Look him up. First baseman for the Dodgers in the '80s, '70s, and '80s. You'll know when I mention the name. You know who I'm talking about. Come on, crack staff. Look that up.
I'm not looking it up because I have no idea.
You just type in, it's simple. These computers, 1980.
That's not what's standing in front of you.
Look, I'm controlling all this shit going on here. I'm ready to go to the wall report here. I'm trying to get
to the wall report. Nobody cares about this guy. Nobody at all cares about this guy.
Yes, he does. He did commercials, everything. He had the big white teeth, and he used to, you know who it is, man. Once you hit the name, you'll go, yeah, that guy.
Clinton Kershaw?
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw, the first baseman from the 80s.
I don't know.
Thank God Mikey's back, man. Keep us all right on the track. Anyway.
I don't care.
Yeah, so do the wall report. I'll figure it out.
Now that I'm back from my sabbatical, I've got some time to, these stories are going back maybe a couple weeks sometime. I have some new ones, some old ones, a little eclectic mix here today. First one, it's, with the Copa America going on, apparently, all these big soccer games, soccer tournaments, of course, it's always, they have the national anthem before the games. And they've been messing up left and right. First and foremost, the FA Cup final, this is in England, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. And the FA Cup is one of the biggest games of the year in England. They had a British pop star named Karen Harding. I'm sure she's a lovely singer. I wouldn't know because she missed her cue to start the song, For God Save the Queen, and she just didn't sing. She missed the cue and just didn't sing at all. There's a camera. I watched this game live because I'm a big soccer fan, and she just sat there awkwardly. I think she had the last 6 words of the entire song in there. Just completely blowing. And just imagine, because we had the over-under on, the Super Bowl national anthems. Imagine if Gaga just forgot to sing the song. That's what happened basically in England. And over here in Copa America, it's country versus country, so you got to play both national anthems for the game. And they're botching this one too. Uruguay versus Mexico is being played in Phoenix. They played in Mexico. Everything was lovely. Everything went great. It's time for Uruguay's song. Somehow they played Chile's national anthem. It's completely. I don't know how you don't double check these kind of things. Like, hey, for the record, this is the right song, right, guys? Yeah, it's great. No, they just probably just Googled, national anthem, and that's what they got. It didn't stop there though, because now it was Chile's turn to get screwed because Chile the next day was playing Argentina. Played Argentina's glorious song, great song. Guys, it was teary-eyed. Chile's national anthem came and they accidentally played a Pitbull song. Just played Pitbull. I don't know. I guess they figured
Pitbull.
Everyone loves Pitbull, right? And so, the team just sung the song themselves. I don't know how hard it could be.
The Pitbull song or the anthem?
No, they sung the actual.
All right,
I don't know how hard it could be to just push.
Well, everybody likes Pitbull. You said so.
Apparently everyone does. I don't know how hard it could be to just push play. It's a story here from was this for the it would be the Belgian Lincoln. Basically, a 21-year-old Taekwondo
Steve
fighter.
Garvey. That's what I'm thinking about.
He was a wife beater.
Yeah, he did some kind of spousal crap.
I thought that was a pitcher, to be honest.
Steve Garvey was the first baseman. He was the All-American boy until he messed on that. I'm sorry. It came to my head, man.
Cool story, bro. 21-year-old.
I had to get that out before I forgot about it again.
21-year-old Taekwondo fighter Murad Lashroui. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. He won the 54-kilogram weight class of the European Championships, and he's going to fight for Belgium in the Olympics. Now, why would I tell this story? No one knows. Who knows this guy, and who cares about this? Murad Lashroui, the name sounds familiar. It's because his brother Najim was the suicide bomber in the Belgium airport.
No way.
Yes, his blood brother was the suicide bomber in Belgium, and he is now going to be literally fighting. He's a Taekwondo guy for Belgium in the Olympics. Of course, obviously, he got interviewed about this. He goes, look, me and my brother don't talk. I have nothing to do with that. Please leave me out of this.
Yeah, right.
But that's got to be a little awkward.
He's on the no-fly list.
Yes, he's a busted in. You had communications with this guy. Like, right. Yeah, no shit. I bathed with him. I can't control that. A scammer. This is a great one. A scammer posing as the team president, or as the Milwaukee Bucks team president, Peter Fagan. Phishing. I don't know if you know what phishing is in the banking world. It's basically you kind of just trick people into giving you information. So this guy, he fishes an employee of the Milwaukee Bucks into emailing every player and coach's personal information, including their W-2s, their socials, their addresses, their bank statements, or not bank statements, but like their basically everything about them, their pay stubs, what to say. And he got him to send all the information. Needless to say, I'm pretty sure this Bucks employee got fired, but I don't. How do you not double check that? The team president just randomly emails you, "Hey, give me everyone's personal information real quick." Sure, whatever you say. Whatever you say, Peter. There's been a lot of controversy for years about the Washington Redskins, and is it offensive? Are they going to change? They're not going to change the team name. It's never going to happen because they really shouldn't have to. That's what my opinion. So they did a poll. 504. I don't know why they got 504. They couldn't find any more than that, but 504 Native Americans were polled on, does this offend you? Does the Washington Redskins offend you? 90% said no, we do not care. So if they don't care, why the hell do you care? And I think this is usually the pussifying of 2016, and this is just another part of it. If the people who are supposed to be offended are not offended, drop it and let it go. The Redskins, I mean, yeah, if their thing was the Washington Blackskins with a guy, with
blackface,
yeah, that may be offensive. If you ask black people and they say, yeah, that offends me, then that's great. Then you get rid of it. But the Redskins they're like, no, I don't care. Let it go. I don't care about this at all. But of course, we're still going to fight for them because we need to fight for everybody.
The White Sox are racist.
The White Sox, yeah. There should only be why they got to be white. Ariel Helani, he's a writer. He covers for UFC for MMAfighting.com. He was kicked out of a recent UFC event, and he was banned for life. He can't cover them anymore. Can't go to any more of their events, all because he leaked the news of Brock Lesnar returning to the UFC.
Yep.
So apparently doing good investigative journalism and breaking a story now gets you banned for life from the UFC. Can you imagine if, Adam Schefter was banned from the NFL for life because he broke the fact that Favre was retiring or coming out of retirement or something like that?
He'd be done 10
10
times over.
There just wouldn't be writers anymore. UFC, about a week later, UFC apologized and said, "Oh, we're sorry. We really want to break that news ourselves. You're not banned anymore." But still, that's corny. That's corny. Some local news here: Eagles wide receiver Nelson Aguilar. If you heard that he was accused of sexual assault by a cheerleader stripper.
Yeah, that was big news last week.
Who later came back out and said no, he didn't do this actually.
I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't hear that
I missed that.
I just know everybody.
I just saw the link on Facebook. Don't get me wrong.
Everybody else on the team dropped them like a hot potato. No, I wasn't
This
there.
is
I
a-
left
Calling
already.
Bar when he was like, "Oh,
Barwin said I left.
I left. I
Yeah,
wasn't
two
there."
other guy said it too.
But again, the link in the article I read may just be some maybe
Like the wife was going to say, "What were you doing here in the first place?"
It may be just Joe Blow who made this up. But the article I
Poor
read
choice
was
of words.
the stripper later recanted the story, saying that he was supposed to pay $1,400 for a lap dance. He only paid $800, and she was mad. Don't get me wrong. I that could just be a wrong story, right? But I did read that story. It was going around Facebook.
Lap dance is getting expensive, man. Jeez.
Fox Sports reporter Emily Austin.
Yeah, about that.
She's fired. She lost her job because she decided she took shots at everybody: Mexicans, Jews, Asians, Kevin Love. She called Kevin Love a bitch on numerous occasions. But yeah, she basically said because I don't know why the conversation led to them talking about a Mexican guy winning valedictorian of his class, and her response was, "Oh, I didn't even know Mexicans were smart enough for that. Why would you say that? Why would you say that?"
That's a dumb
And
broad.
she said, "Well, usually it's the Asians who are really smart."
Uh,
And then they start talking about Jewish people, and she goes, "Oh yeah," because she's from Florida. She's based out of Orlando and Tampa. And "Oh, you should see all the Jews in Boca." I'm like, why would you say this? Like, you are on television. Like, it wasn't like one of her actual Fox shows. It was like one of those little kind of, I don't know, I guess kind of something like this, a little side
Side gig.
Yeah, she was doing that, and must have thought no one was going to watch it. I mean, she was on this show. Maybe it wouldn't have gotten out.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. That was an internal shot. Yeah, she got fired. Good job.
You ain't wrong.
Johnny Football. He got served. He got served a lawsuit paperwork. You hear about this one?
Yeah, about time.
Walking out of a nightclub. I don't know how. And of course, TMZ caught the entire thing on camera because anywhere Johnny goes, there's going to be cameras.
Something wrong with him.
Yeah, he got served. Apparently, he's being sued because he rented a home for 2 nights under the name of Travis. I don't know why you can't just be Johnny Manziel.
Travis Manziel.
And him and his friends. When he signed the paperwork for renting the home, he said, "No, it won't be. I won't have a bunch of people there. Just be just a calm, relaxing area. No, he had giant parties and they trashed the place, of course, because it's Johnny Manziel. So now he's getting sued. This could be Manziel's future here, but former Patriots tight end and current murderer, Aaron Hernandez, he hired Jose Baez as his new attorney to get him out of jail. Now, Jose Baez, do you remember who he is? Who he defended?
Is that the girl that's saying, well, what is God or one of us? Or? Oh, that's Joan Baez? Or never mind.
No, Jose Baez is a lawyer. I know the song you're talking about, but I don't think it has anything to do with Baez. It's Joan something. I don't know. Jose Baez, he defended and somehow got Casey Anthony out of murder charges for her daughter. So I guess Cochran wasn't available, so he had to go to the next person, which is Jose Baez. Exactly. So went to Jose Baez. He's not giving us up. He wants out of jail.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like it there.
Yeah, he probably. I mean, he wants to play some NFL. I'm sure the Patriots take him back, right? No. Speaking of NFL, the NFL Twitter account was recently hacked. I don't know if you saw that. And they tweeted out. Here's the thing: if you could hack the NFL Twitter account, you had one tweet, what would you say? You could say anything in the world.
One tweet?
It's a PG show.
Oh, I'm Goodell and I fixed it all.
No. Well, we know that would be a hacking. This guy decided he's going to tweet that. We are sorry to announce, I'm paraphrasing. We are sorry to announce that Roger Goodell, 57, has passed away. Probably the best news you could have given. Right. Then, of course, they got out that it was not true. But yeah, I have a screenshot of the tweet too. It's amazing. Here's something I'm going to call this good news. I'm going to call this good news for me, and I know for you, Cash, will be on my side here. DraftKings and FanDuel merging together as one.
Well, who knew that was going to happen?
That's the talk. It hasn't happened yet, but and the reason I'm excited about it is just because that's half the commercial I need to see.
Well, they really cut down on commercials.
Because they got sued in every state.
Yeah, they're more just advertising.
And it's also not football season.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure once football season kicks back up, we'll be forced to watch that. But hey, just merge together. Give me half the commercials. I'll take that. Just get out of my life, both of you.
Knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's a matter of time. Who bought it? The MLB? Put them together? I mean,
they're going to merge.
They pretty much the NFL and baseball. They own that.
Draft Duel or Fan Kings.
Yeah. Fan Kings.
Rough day at the office for Indians third baseman Juan Uribe. Playing third base against the Angels. Mike Trout hits a screaming ground ball. Hits him square in the dick.
Right down.
That's
a dick punch.
A lot of dick news today.
So you got to suspend him for a couple of days for hitting him with the ball.
Yeah, you got to suspend Trout. And of all the people, it couldn't have been some weak shortstop. No, it had to be Mike Trout.
Yeah, the ball wasn't even spinning. It came in flat,
And that's like the worst nightmare of it. Anyway, I'd rather get hit right in the face.
Yeah.
So he had to get carted off the field, taken to a hospital, and he's officially out. And this was a team release. He's out with a testicular contusion.
Oh, what is that? Is that like blown up?
I guess I don't want to see what it looks like.
I've had one of those.
They gotta put that on.
You
Facebook.
had a Mike Trout.
A bruised testicle. Yep.
I don't want to know.
He always has something.
I don't want to know how you possibly did that. Probably,
Big balls Louie over there.
Probably from mountain climbing up Everest or something like that.
It was doing one of those big swinging and misses,
Darren McFadden, he's suing Michael Vick.
Darren McFadden. Okay.
Running back.
Yeah. Why would he be suing? Let me think. Why would he be suing Michael Vick? Probably stole something.
Technically, yes. It's a trick question.
Yeah.
Because he is suing Michael Vick. Unfortunately, it's not Michael Vick. His financial advisor's name is also Michael Vick. A great coincidence. But he's suing Michael Vick as financial advisor. Yeah, exactly. For scamming him and squandering him of $15 million. In multiple things he was, cheating him out of. This guy, Michael Vick, bought some building with McFadden's money, then tried to sell the building back to McFadden for more of his money. He also invested $3 million in Bitcoin, which I've heard of this thing. I don't know what it is. I have no interest in it at all. But here's my whole thing on all this. How do you not notice $15 million going missing? Well, it's not like McFadden was rolling in dough. He didn't sign a $200 million deal. And McFadden in his law, he said, "Oh, I was just young. I wasn't paying attention to my finances."
That happens a lot, though, man. You say how they not, but
I
when
know
guys
that.
are making millions, they figure the guy they got support in their situation or trusting that it's not. This is a story you hear often. This isn't just once in a while.
No, I know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
This is why a guy like Ryan Howard's not walking away from his cash because he's probably got things invested, which he doesn't know what's going on.
Michael Vick?
Yeah, he knows he has money that may not be, there in a few years or whatever.
I would never walk away from a penny.
No, I would not. No, you blame the guy who wrote the contract for you.
Yeah, exactly. You blame the guy who wrote who offered the deal.
And besides,
not the guy who accepted it.
Doesn't he owe the agent too, man? Some of that money. So it's not
you.
You can't walk away from that contract. You owe people money. From that stuff.
3% or something like that.
If you're making $25 million, they have most of that spent already on stuff. I think Howard's got a $1 billion home down in Florida somewhere.
I've driven past it.
Yeah. Gated in with a fort. It's got one of those Trump walls up there. Keeping everybody out one way or another.
Now, one of the big stories we didn't get to cover. I wasn't here, and we probably didn't talk about because it's the stupidest news ever. Was the whole Harambe gorilla murder?
Oh, we talked about it.
I'm sure you did.
Well, we would just figure. We talked about the fact. What would you have done? That's the big question. If it was my kid flipped over there.
I'm not. Take the stupid gorilla out. That's what you say.
Take the stupid gorilla. Well,
kill the gorilla.
If I don't have the means to do that at the time that happened, there was no guards there with guns at the time. You had to make a move quick. You know what I mean? The guy that shot him out didn't come right away. They had to get there, call him over.
After the kid was dragged around twice and then dragged up the wall.
Right.
I'm hopping in there.
Yeah,
I got no. If anything, I'm hopping in there for diversion. Maybe I can get the monkey to leave my kid or wherever. But then again, they say, well, sometimes, chimpanzees, they won't let go of what they have and come after you too. So now you might be hurting the kid because now he's going to drag the kid towards you.
Yeah, but your natural instinct is just to the kid.
My natural instinct is not to let my kid have a chance to get the frick over that thing.
I'm aware of all this.
The obstacle, the thing was this. I mean, you weren't here, but okay. The kid had to climb over a 3-foot fence.
I didn't see the whole layout of the thing.
That's one. Then he had to go over 2 feet barrier with bushes and trees, and then 10 feet down.
Yeah. She lost track of him.
Yeah, of course she did.
Where's my little kid at?
Mommy's here. Mama's here. See the video? Yeah. Mama's here. It'll be okay.
Yeah, Mama's here calling on the phone. Yeah. Mommy should be down there doing something.
Anyway.
She had 4 other kids with her.
Steelers linebacker Vince Williams.
Is that all you wanted? That's it?
I don't want to talk about that thing. That thing's been
you brought it up.
Because I have a Twitter.
Okay. I thought you were looking for something. You just looking for what we would do?
No, I was just mentioning the fact that I wasn't here when you guys were talking about it.
Nice beat headphones too, by the way.
Thank you. I bought these about a month ago.
You're kicking the show up a notch.
Well, I left the other ones in Florida. I told you. I haven't been able to get them back yet.
You're going to get beats, but I had a nice one set up for you. Put the beats on. I got beats too. You want to outdo me? I'll put my beats on next week. I got the blue ones.
I got to class this up a little bit.
There you go.
I actually just need them for the gym. Anyway. So
how's that working out for Jim? You look a little taunt there, man.
I don't know what taunt means. I hope it's a good thing.
I don't know what it means either. I
hope it's a good thing. So Vince Williams is a linebacker of the Steelers. Obviously, they're rivals of the Bengals. They hate the Bengals, which is where this all took place, Cincinnati.
Is that you jumping in the water in Florida, or was that Dante?
That was Dante.
I had a big splash. Was there when Mike make like a splash like that?
Dante did a cannonball at a restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it wasn't just a random bay. It was at
I thought you guys were just hanging out by the bay.
That's a restaurant.
Oh, right.
It's off the pier at a restaurant.
Did you eat first, or you waiting?
We ate first.
Good move. I'm sorry.
Families eating their meals.
Right.
He's jumping in. So yeah, Vince Williams, linebacker of the Steelers, he makes a tweet. He said, the gorilla was from Cincinnati. He goes, I didn't drop one tear. He's in a better place now.
What place is that?
Heaven, as opposed to Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
that's what he's saying.
There's a lot of food up there in heaven for the gorilla.
Yeah, he's basically saying, I would rather be dead than live in Cincinnati. That's a good Steeler.
That's not the point.
That's a good Steeler. A couple more things here. Quick fact, by the way. Do you know, no matter what happens the rest of this NBA series, I don't know if the game's even tipped off yet. I don't know what time to start. Probably does, 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's tonight, right?
No matter what happens in this game, one thing is guaranteed to happen. No matter what the outcome is. You know what that is? There's something that's going to happen no matter what.
A record's going to be...
No matter what happens, the rest of the series, Anderson Varejao will have a ring.
Yeah.
You want to know how that's possible? Of course, he played for the Cavs for half the year. At the deadline, was traded, cut, and signed with the Warriors. So since you played for the Cavs earlier in the season and now for the Warriors, no matter what happens, he will.
That's how that works.
As long as you're on the roster for one game, you get a ring.
Wow.
So he's just sitting back like...
Is that right? I mean, if you're traded from a guy in the NBA, you're on another team, they win a title without you get a ring?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely do.
Is that the only sport it's like that?
Every sport.
Every sport. The NFL too.
Even in baseball, if you're on the 40-man roster, you get a ring.
But you have to be there till a certain period of time, right? Isn't
No,
it,
as long as you appear, if you dress for one game. If you just dress.
you get a ring.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. That's why you see.
I never knew that. That makes no sense to me.
You're officially a part of the team. Just because you weren't the star player and you weren't there.
I guess it's the Rudy rule.
Just because you weren't
I thought
dunking balls.
you if you're on the team at the time of the title, that you get the ring.
Yeah, but Anderson Varejao was there. Let's say the Cavs do win. I contributed to 40 of those wins, and I played for you guys.
You got traded though.
Well, so what? You still played for the team.
Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense to me.
Does it
Yes.
really? Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like too easy to get a ring.
I mean, is that easy?
Obviously, it's not.
Not that easy. Tell Karl Malone that.
I was going to say, come on. There's a lot of guys that don't ever.
Well, I'm
if
just
that's
saying.
the case, then
Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. It's easy. It's for a guy who plays on a team like.
Well, that's why you'll see ring because it's usually fringe guys. You know, you'll see their championship rings on StubHub or not StubHub, but on eBay.
Right. They try to make some
Because
money.
They just need some money. I'm broke. What the hell do I need this thing for?
True. That is true. Right.
And finally, now I wish I had more to this story. I really do. I wish I do because it would be great. Marlins 2015 first round pick Josh Naylor. He injured teammate Stone Garrett with a knife prank gone wrong. And he had multiple stitches and he's on the DL now. This guy Stone Garrett.
Knife prank gone wrong.
I search high and low. Nobody will say what the prank was. I want to know what he's intending on doing. I gotta play this prank.
What, so the hand thing? Where they do the hand jab?
I guess so.
He missed.
Not much of a prank. But yeah, all it said was a knife prank gone awry. He injures his teammate.
They don't tell what the injury was.
It's an injury. He cut his hand open.
Yeah, it must have been that
it
stupid
was the Bishop thing
Yeah.
from Aliens.
I think it was this
Bishop,
side. It was this side.
man.
But I didn't know. It won't say. I searched so many different websites because I figured somebody would leak the story out. Like, yo, yeah,
It's like Russian roulette with a knife. That's
but a
moron
knife.
game.
When you see injury
You see it when-
due to knife prank gone awry,
Yeah, one of those things.
Yep.
That's a skill. You know,
It's not
guys
a
are good at that.
it's idiotic.
Of course it is.
And that's the Wall Report.
When you're an athlete and you
If it's idiotic, it's the Wall Report.
I feel you.
Good point. It's not gay. It's the Wall Report.
I need my Toronto Blue Jays to make a move here, man. They got 3 innings to get 5 runs, or I'll be very aggravated.
Howard hit a solo home run.
Did he?
Yep.
No kidding. He's back, baby. I tell you, I knew he still
Phillies-
had some.
Speaking of Phillies, have they won since I've last been here?
Yeah, he won yesterday.
The one game.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Last week it was.
This week, they won.
It's the one you
They
were
won.
on the
Yeah,
opposite side of.
yeah. That's that double deuce
With
game,
Hendricks.
man. Hendricks. I said that's Kyle Hendricks pitching. I'm going against him.
For the first time, he was right.
Yeah, I know.
No, it wasn't right.
It was Hendricks, right?
Hendricks.
Chicago, yeah.
Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, so I'm saying for the first time, you were right.
But the joke was I was on it because I was goofing with B. I said I'm going to go on the plus side on this one because it's Kyle Hendricks.
There you go.
Hendricks,
W.
Kendricks. What do they do? Bounce into a double play, man? You know, that make me sick.
You have the game there. The game's literally on
I
TV.
know.
You have a 80-inch flat screen, and you're looking at
Yeah,
it.
but I don't want to look up because
Keyboard.
the show looks like I'm focusing on something else.
It's just
here,
a
you know?
Wall Report.
That's true. B, got anything to roll? Anything you want to talk about? Yeah,
Nope, that's it.
that's it, huh?
We covered a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Before I get out of here, though, 'cause I mean, I know we obviously not going to talk about Major League Baseball draft because it's not important. Because you're not going to know about these guys for like 5
Well,
years.
the Phillies, they got good spots.
They
you know?
did apparently
Yeah.
because what I'm seeing here, this is from MLBpipeline.com, which is apparently has 55,000 followers. Must be some kind of reputable or a good website. Top 5. I'm not sure you're looking at.
Okay.
Top 5 drafts of this draft. Number 1, Philadelphia Phillies. So apparently we did something right.
Who's the amateur going out of Philly? Ben Selm right now. Who's on the open? You know him?
Kevin. I don't know him.
No.
Obviously, the child. I don't know. 17-year-olds.
Is he
it's like-
17? Yeah.
It's like Nolan. That's not Kevin Nolan. Or let me see. He goes to
Yeah, but he's big in the golf circuit around here. You know, everybody knows who he is.
Holy Ghost. So he goes
Yeah,
to.
Holy Ghost, right. I guess my daughter might know.
Quite possibly.
Quite possible. That's that's a big deal. Ben Selm, kid in the,
I, heard,
in the
I,
open.
was watching the draft and I hear it's Nolan Jones. Yeah, and I hear Ben Selm. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
I thought the one thing was cool though. I know Mike is not a hockey, but he's a wrestling guy.
Yeah, of course.
So, Triple H sent the Penguins the WE Championship belt as a nod to the HBK line.
Well, they send the title belts to everybody.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool. But a cool little thing there. HBK. They actually went to some of their games. They were showing up at the games just because.
Now, obviously, I don't
They
watch
named a
hockey.
sandwich.
Was HBK? Is that their first initials? HB and K.
Of each guy on the line, yeah.
Who was it?
I have no idea.
So it wasn't at the top line?
No idea. I don't watch.
There's no C. I don't hear any Crosby or Malkin. Who are the HB and K?
It's don't know. Don't care. It's the Penguins. But I just thought it was a need. I know there's a sandwich named after them and all that because they tell you all that pertinent information when you're watching the Stanley Cup. They focus. They go to Jim Steaks or somebody's cheesesteaks in Philly when they're here in the national games. So they did that out there too as well.
It's Carl Hagelin, Nick Bonino, and Phil Kessel. Go to hell.
Kessel's
all
good.
of you.
Kessel, yeah.
Kessel's
It's a
good.
name
though.
I remember. I don't know.
You can all go to hell.
Yeah, you're right, man. Hell with these hockey players. Sidney Crosby. Fuck him. Piece of shit. I'm telling you, that annoyed me. Seeing him with that face, and then Gary Bettman comes out with the booing. I mean, this is unbelievable. How they,
And he's like soaking.
he's like, yeah, he's like sucking it in. Yeah, he's like, he feels good. Yeah, get Bettman's like shaking. He's like, when he talks, congratulate to Pittsburgh. His head's bouncing around all over the place, and the boos are coming in there. Yeah, I wonder.
It's fitting that he went out there as the Penguin for the
Yeah,
Penguins.
he
You know what
does.
I mean?
He looks
'Cause
just
he's like
like him.
Danny DeVito in the Batman movies.
Yeah, I call him the big penis, man. For the most part. All right, Mikey, nice having you back here at the Sports Goombahs.
Pleasure.
You know, B, we good? I think we're good. I'm Cashy the King. I got the chef, Brendan B. I got Mikey the Wall back doing his thing. Sports Goombahs. Probably going to catch you next week sometime.
I found a field to hit that home run at.
You did? What field's that?
I don't want to say it on the air. I don't want the cops showing up.
Has it got a fence?
Yep.
How big's the fence?
300 something.
How far is he hitting this ball?
Oh, no shot.
B hitting a 300-foot home run, huh? Gotta figure out who's going to throw that kind of pitch.
With wood.
With wood. B's got wood. He's got wood.
Damn right. SportsGoombahs.com.
We'll see you next week.